Hello and welcome to our Google Auth Flow and API usage demonstration from Minitab statistical software. My name is Paul Johnson, technical lead for our online web application, and I'll be walking through scenarios involving Google Drive API integration in our app. Minitab provides statistical software to help analyze data, identify trends and patterns, and extrapolate answers. We have a proprietary project format, MPX, and worksheet format, MPW. Both are supported for opening within the web application. As you can see here, we've landed in our application, app.minitab.com, so let's get started. The user can open existing files from the file system or from cloud repositories. I'm choosing Google Drive to initiate the user auth flow and launch the file picker. And we're using the GAPI client library to grant permissions and launch the file picker. So here's the start of our auth flow. And as a requirement of verification, I am going to get our client ID here. And here is the client ID. And I'm going to continue through the auth flow. I'll accept the permissions. And I have a project here ready to go. So the second auth prompt will be for granting offline access. This is a key part in providing an autosave and recover mechanism in our backend. Each user is assigned one session via a Kubernetes pod that will live for the duration of their use of the tab in the browser, and up to 30 minutes afterwards in the case of a lost session. As long as the user is active, the session will be alive in our backend indefinitely. Our backend uses Node.js, and it's using the Google API's NPM package. So as the user changes the project and manipulates data, our backend will occasionally push changes to the file in their drive. It's also important to mention that tokens are stored locally in the client's local storage in the browser and reused if possible to limit the number of calls for offline tokens. So here we are in our project and we've modified some data. And we also have the option to save to Google Drive. And I'm going to save an edited copy here. And now we've saved that copy and established a new link for autosaving. We can check out that file in our drive. And here it is. And let's go ahead and open that file directly into our app. Another part of our API usage is adding properties on the metadata on files for business rules around locking files. That is, only one person can manage and be editing a project at any given time since they're binary format. And here's an example of having a session open with one file and trying to open that file again in another session that we open in read-only. So we add metadata for the user's user ID and email in order to check if there is a lock currently on the file. And once we check that file back in by creating a new project or closing our session, then that metadata is wiped. So going back to the original session here, whenever the session is complete, then we lose all reference to the user's tokens as they are not persisted remotely. So here we've encountered a stale session, and we can start from scratch. So nothing was persisted in the back end. And this concludes the presentation, and we welcome any questions and feedback during the verification process. Thank you.